It's just about low tide here at Boot Key Harbor, and we're leaving the inner dinghy docks. This area is idle speed only, but basically a no-wake zone. Several vessels tied up here at the bulkhead, which is fixed. It's only about, generally less than 2 feet of tide here, so not a big deal. And this side over here is floating, so it doesn't matter what the tide is. There, tarpon just surfaced. There's big tarpon that hang out here in the harbor. You'll also see dolphins and sea turtles and manatees in here. So again, this is a no wake zone, idle zone, till you get out to the end of the outer dinghy docks. And it's daylight. Did a video yesterday of going through the dinghy channel in the dark, but this will be in the daylight, so you can see a little bit better of what I'm talking about. It's a very restricted access to the west anchorage and west mooring balls. As you're coming out of Boot Key Harbor Marina, the inner dinghy docks, you pass by the outer dinghy docks. Summertime is the off season here. Plenty of room at either one. Wintertime it gets crowded. By Thanksgiving there's a waiting list generally for the mooring balls. This is the east side. About half the mooring balls are on this side. You can see a lot of them are empty out there, and you just got pretty much direct access to them. But if you get a mooring ball on the west side, you see these boats right here. There is a shoal between you and them, and you got to take the main channel. It's the quickest way to get there. But if you're further out on the list, you got to go through the dinghy channel. This is one of the shoal markers, and believe it, they are shoals. Looks like I might get rained on this trip, so we'll give it a little gas. Ah! You can see it raining. I might make it to my boat before I get wet. But this is the dinghy channel to get to the west side of the anchorage. It's lined with PVC pipes. These are put here by the cruisers, are not maintained by Fish and Wildlife or the Coast Guard. And you got to stay between them, literally. I mean, there's less than 3 feet of water underneath me. And I don't know if you'll be able to see without sunshine. The wind's picking up from the thunderstorm, but if you get outside of these posts, you will hit bottom right there with your dinghy. I mean, there's less than 2 foot of water there. Some places, these flats, this big open area here is all ocean grass flats on this shoal. It's $1,000 a square foot for disturbing that seagrass. That's critical habitat for manatees and sea turtles. They ask that you go slow through this channel, stay between these markers, or you will run aground in your dinghy, that's for sure. I've seen kayaks run aground on these flats on the lower low tides. Let's go over to this side. You can see some of the markers have lights on them. Those are just solar lights from Home Depot. Yeah, you can see bottom right there. 1.5 feet of water maybe. Foot of water through here if you get outside these markers. So stay in the dinghy channel if you're going out to the western end of the mooring balls. And there's one more thing to avoid. When you come around this corner, there's your red marker. Someone spray painted it red. They spray painted it the light red. Again, maintained by cruisers. You know, someone went to Home Depot or the dollar store and bought some solar lights. But you can't cut across that flat. You've got to come all the way over here by this red boat to get around the flat, because you can see out there, you can zoom in, you can see the shoal marker. But when the wind swung around and these boats are all swung this way. You got to watch this submerged piling, and I'm gonna get a fender and bark it. It used to have a fender on it, but that'll take out your dinghy motor or your transom. It is marked on the charts, but it's a hazard. So avoid that. And then once you're past this red trawler, it's been there forever. It'll probably be here when you get here. You can go straight out to the mooring field and out to the end of the boats on the mooring row line. But if you stay in here in this little anchorage, this is FWC waters. There's my boat there. I'm anchored because I'm a delivery captain. I leave for more than 10 days at a time, so I'm not allowed to remain on a mooring ball. They don't want this to become a wet boat storage. But this fender marks a sunk center console. Who knows how many years it's been there. It's over 6 foot deep. But my keel don't hit it. I'm 6.25. But be aware of the dinghy channel and stay in it when you come out this way, or you will be grounded on the mud flats. And trust me, you'll hear about it from the community. They'll be talking about you on the radio. Channel 68, that's the Harbor Cruiser Net radio. So enjoy your stay in Boot Key Harbor and be aware.